Okay, in our previous lesson, we talked about sketching a graph. But what if, right now what we're going to do is we are going to transfer all this information into a real graph paper, all right? So I'm going to plot, all right? I'm going to plot the graph right now, okay? So before you plot the graph, what do you have to do? All right, you have to, fill in this table, because what will this table give you are the coordinates, all right? What will this table give you are the coordinates, all right? Coordinates basically means the point in the graph, all right? Now let's work out all the values over here. Now very quickly, let's solve the value of a over here. When x is 0, what is the value for my y? Now how will I do this? It's going to be very simple. I'm just going to use the equation that I have, which is going to be y equals to ms plus c, all right? So to find my value of a over here, okay, let's just say I want to find my value of a, I'm going to use the equation of y is equals to, not mx, sorry, y is equals to negative 2 over 3x plus 4, all right? And I'm interested to find the y, which is referring to this y over here, okay? So when x is 0, all right, so all you need to do is to take this x and replace it with 0, okay? So all you need to do is to calculate to find the value of y. And any number multiplied by 0, that's going to be 0. 0 plus 4, that's going to be 4. So y over here, that's going to equals to 4. So I'm going to replace this a with the value of 4 right now, okay? Now I'm done with A, so next let's go to B, all right? Now to find my B, I will be using my equation again. So that will be y is equals to negative 2 over 3 x plus 4. Now in this case, I'm interested to find B, okay? Sorry, which means my x. So what I have to do is to substitute 3 over here. So this y over here, okay, is going to become 3, okay? Now, so how do I solve this here? All right. Now, over here, what will I do? Take a look at this, all right? Now, this one, it's one whole thing, correct? Now, this is basically an addition operation. So, since I would like to find this and I would like to make my unknown positive, so I will move this to this side and I'll move this number to this side, all right? That will be a much easier way for us to solve. So what do I get now is I should get 2 over 3x, okay? Everything will become positive now. And that will equals to negative 3 plus 4, right? Okay? So now I can simplify this even more. This should give me 2x over 3, and this will give me negative 1. All right. Oops, sorry, not negative 1. It's going to be 1 only. Okay. And we can work this out. 3 go to the top. So I will have 2x that's equals to 3. And x over here, you should get 1.5 over here. Okay. So the value of this one over here is supposed to be 1.5. Okay. Now, since I'm done with that, I'm gonna work on for my the C value, all right? So let me do over here. Let's just say I'm interested to find my C value here. So again, I have y is equals to negative 2 over 3x plus 4, all right? So I'm substituting the 3 over there to find my value of y. All right, so I will have y is so this x is going to replace with the number 3. Now I can work this out very quickly because I can cancel both of them out, and I have negative 2 plus 4, and that should give me y supposed to be negative 2 plus 4, and that should give me positive 2. All right, and this guy over here supposed to be positive 2, all right? And finally over here, for the value of d. Alright, for the value of d over here, I can just find the x and y is equal to 0. So I can use my equation again very quickly. Negative 2 over 3, x plus 4. Y is equal to 0. So this y is going to be replaced with 0. And I'm going to solve this by moving aside. So I should get 2x over 3, and that is equals to 4. Alright, 3 put over here, 4 times 3, 12. And 12 divided by 2, alright, you should get 6. So x over here, you should get 6. Okay? Alright, that's how you find out all the coordinates of the point. Now, with all the coordinate in place right now, alright, you have enough information for you to plot the graph already, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this part so I can show you a bit more things over here. Now, if you need to look through my working step, feel free to pause the video, okay? Or rewind the video. Alright, I'm going to start using all this information, alright, to plot the graph right now. So, to plot the graph, I have this habit of utilizing the graph, alright? Okay, the majority of the graph space. So, how do I do that, alright? Now, let's look through the x-axis. So, my x-axis has the smallest number of 0 and the biggest number of 6. Now, so when you see all these things, you have to decide what scale you have to use for your graph. Now, I have a common practice on a scale that I usually use for a graph, and these are my options. So when I talk about scales, alright, I will usually use 0, 1, 2, and 3, alright. If let's just say this does not fit, my second options will be 0, 2, 4, and 6, alright. My third option will be 0, 5, 10, and 15. And my last option will be 0, 10, 20, 30. Now, these 4 scales over here will be usually the scales you will be using for most of your graph question. Alright? Now, let's take a look for this example. Now, I have the value of x 0 to 6. So, try to guess which scale will be the most suitable over here. Now, if you guess the first scale, yeah, you are right, because we are only dealing with small numbers. I think I can fit in 6 units over here without any problem. Alright, so I think the first scale will be the most suitable option over here. Now, what about the y-axis? Now, the y-axis, if you see over here, is the smallest number is 0, the biggest is 4. So obviously, I feel that the first option will be the best option over here, alright? Now, sometimes you'll be dealing with a larger number, so that is where the other scales are there to help you, okay? So let's start with this. Now, let's transfer all this information to a graph. Now, before I will use my ruler, to draw a line for the graph, what I will do is I will always plan ahead first, alright? I will plan ahead to see how will my numbers fit into the graph. Now, I'll show you how I do. Now, I want to fit in 0 to 6 over here. So, I'm going to put 0, let's just say here, alright? Now, I have a habit to start my graph at the corner over here. Alright, I have a habit to start at the corner over here. Alright, so let's just say I will just put my 0 over here. Okay, so let's just say if I have 0 to 6. Now, how do you put your 1, alright? Because 0, since I'm using this scale, how do you put your scale? You have to be very, very careful. My strong suggestion is to always use this, okay? Now, can you see this? This is what I call, one big box, alright? This is how I would like to say it. Always use one big box to one unit. Try that out first and see how that's going to happen. Don't use half a box for one unit, alright? For now, just use one big box for one unit. And if you notice the graph paper over here, you will notice some lines are thicker. So my suggestion is for you to put all your scales on the thick line, because that will make you know, your graph looks more neat, and it's going to be easier for you to cross-check, and also your examiner to cross-check. Now let's work this out. So let's just say over here, I will say that this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. Okay? Now I think it looks great. I think it fits nicely in the graph, alright, because I'm using most of the horizontal part of the graph. Okay? So I'm done with that. Now what about the y-axis? Because, alright, over here there's only 0 to 4. So when you draw it out, you might notice this. Okay, let's just say this is 1, 2, and then I will have 3, and I will have 4 over here. Alright, now you might notice something like, it's fine, it looks fine, right? Okay, but if you notice that, you know, a huge chunk of the graph paper is not utilized over here. Alright, so my strong suggestion over here is for you to utilize your graph paper. Now, if one big box doesn't solve the problem, try 2 big boxes for 1 unit. Okay, so I'm gonna erase this now. Try 2 big boxes for 1 unit. Now, what do I mean by that? It's gonna be from here all the way until here. Alright, this is going to be 2 big box to 1 unit over here. So let's try out now. So let's just say this one over here, that's 1, 2 big box, that's 2, 2 big box, that's 3, and 2 big box, that's 4. Now it looks much more decent. Okay, now once you already confirm your scale, only then you use your ruler to draw the axis. Okay, so I'm just going to do this very quickly. Okay, I have my x-axis done. So now it's for my y-axis. Alright, I think that looks great. Now once I'm done with that, always have a habit to put down an arrowhead, and then label your axis, your x and y. Alright? Now once you have done with that, now it is time for us to put in our coordinates in. So let's check the first one. Now this is basically x is 0 and y is 4. So what does that mean? X is 0, y is 4. Basically, it's telling you your y-intercept, alright? X is 0, y is 4. It's going to be in this point over here, alright? That's the coordinate of 0 and 4. Now, it's in your graph, you do not need to write your coordinates now, but I'm just going to show you so you know the correct way to write your coordinates, okay? Now, what about 1.5 and 3? So, when x is 1.5, that's going to be somewhere here. It is going to be in between 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, 3 is going to be over here. So what you're going to do is you can just plot dotted lines on top like this. Okay, and the part where they match, okay, you can see this part where they match, that is going to be your point. Alright, but of course in exam, it's not necessary to draw the dotted line. It's only for your reference. So it's going to be this point over here, all right? So this point is going to be 1.5 and 3. So this is going to be 1.5 and 3. That's how we write the coordinates over there. Next one, I have 3 and 2. So 3 is over here, 2 is over here, and it's going to be here. That is going to be 3 and 2. And lastly, I have my 6, 0, which is my x-intercept. So this one is my x-intercept. That is going to be 6 and 0 over here. Now I have all my plotted points. So all I have to do now is to just draw a straight line to cut through all the points. Now do remember we have already sketched this one, right? So by right, your graph should look similar to this graph over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to put it along the graphs, okay? And then I will just be connecting the points, and we'll just draw a straight line across all the points, okay? So it's going to look something like this over here, okay? So you can take a look. exactly the same over here. Now finally, name your graph line. All right, name your graph line. So this graph line over here, it's called, now you can either write this or write this. It doesn't matter which one you prefer. It's just you see which one you prefer. All right, for me, I will prefer in this form. So y is going to equals to negative 2 over 3x plus 4. Cross check your graph. 4 tells you the y-intercept. A negative gradient tells you the slope is sloping down. And that is how you draw your graph. Okay?